Hi there, thanks for joining us. Our Storm Watch coverage continues as we've got a pretty brutal weekend storm on the way. If you've got travel plans for tomorrow, be ready for a very, very messy mix. We're talking snow, rain, the potential for ice pellets. It's going to be cold and windy.
We're invincible. We can't take anything. By the way, Kong Hei Fat Choi.
Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year. Yes, to all of our Chinese viewers. And now giddy up, as Jeremy from The Travelers said, because it's the year of the horse.
Giddy up!
Giddy up! That's what he said. Yeah, I can't take credit for it, but anyway, I thought it was kind of cute.
All right, well, let's look at the radar. This is not the big approaching storm that we're dealing with. This is what kind of happened yesterday and through last night. This is
continuing, by the way.
Okay, well, we've got cold temperatures as well. We're looking at -2 for the city of Toronto. I mean, this is a lot milder than we have been. This is evening.
Again.
John, we need this afternoon.
He's trying to trick me again. I thought, gee, it's not. I wasn't supposed to drop that much.
No, it's actually
surprise.
supposed to go up.
Oh, he's testing me all the time.
He wants to make sure you're on your toes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, well, the system that's coming in is going to develop. Oh, wait. Here you go, Tom.
Here we go.
Got them for you.
Still in the state of emergency in the Dufferin County, so messy up there.
I have to ask you, was it the moons that threw you off?
What was it? What?
The
what?
moon icon instead of the sun?
Well, that threw me off right away. But I thought, it's not supposed to drop that much.
No.
No.
All right, well, yeah, the state of emergency that can issue cleanup is going to be a major factor throughout the day today. The long-range forecast, I'll have all those details coming up in just a few moments. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got an update on your commute.
Well, still pretty windy.
More around lunchtime for the GTA. Areas south of that will start around tomorrow morning. It is going to start off as snow, but take a look at where this warm front is. We're going to see a push of warm air coming in from the Gulf, and that is going to transition our snow to a bit of a mix, rain, and then back to snow overnight and into Sunday. And then it clears out. Snowfall totals are going to vary greatly. We're talking anywhere north of the 401. So Milton, up through Orangeville and Uxbridge, all those areas could get hit with about 15 to 20 centimeters of snow. Again, this system is really going to be temperature dependent, so we could actually see some rain closer to the lakeshore, bringing our snow totals down.
This weather segment.
Good morning. It is the 31st of January. Thanks for joining us. We are in Storm Watch, not for what's happening right now, but what's coming for the weekend.
We've been in Storm Watch since November the 1st, basically.
That's not true.
Pretty well.
No.
Almost all the time.
We've had a good winter. We've had a good old Canadian winter. Lots of snow and cold temperatures.
Oh,
and
yeah. Okay.
I'm going to Antigua in I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah,
14 days or something.
To be gone. Anyway, it's been a nasty winter, and I was talking to some guys who were working in tree removal yesterday.
Oh.
They've had a brutal colonial trees.
Any kind of outdoor activity.
Oh my gosh,
working.
Freezing.
Well, the snow that's coming down now, this is an Alberta Clipper. This is
3s, -4s up through Orangeville, and right now we're seeing some snow right across our region, so it could be a little slick in spots.
All right, well, over the last couple of days, we have been dealing with a state of emergency isn't it? Amazing, really. And the cars beside it look so small. That's how large it is. We're talking like 12 feet. All right, what's going to happen over the weekend? This is how it breaks down. Through this evening, we stay calm. Through the overnight, we stay calm. Tomorrow morning, system moves in through southern Ontario, and then around lunch for the GTA, that's when it's going to start to impact us. It is going to start off as snow, but notice where the warm front lies, and notice just as the low moves over the city of Toronto where it's placed. This system is so temperature dependent. We're talking anywhere north of the low, heavy snow. South of the low, potential for mixing, potential for rain, keeping snowfall totals down. If this system moves a tiny bit to the south or a tiny bit to the north, it is going to change our totals dramatically. Now, it's going to continue to track its way east. We're going to start to clear out by late day Sunday, so it's really an all-weekend event. Snowfall totals look like this. The reason why we have this really thick, heavy band of 15 to 20 centimeters, areas north of the 401, is because that's where we're going to see the colder temperatures just north of that low. And then to the south of it, keeping the snowfall totals down is the potential for some rain. Regardless, it is going to be a messy, messy storm to travel in for Saturday. We'll talk about the next storm coming next week in just a moment. But first, Tom, what's going on the roads? Tuesday, Wednesday is the next big system that's going to be hitting southern Ontario, and this one has a lot of moisture. This Texas low is picking up a lot of moisture from the Gulf. It is going to be tracking its way north and east. Let's look at the size of it. And it's going to be windy as well, so blowing and drifting snow could certainly be an issue with this system as well. We are looking at significant snow totals from this, and then it's going to track its way east. So the middle of next week could be dicey as well. It is literally just storm. Hanging on in Australia as Cyclone Dylan sweeps through. No fires in Oklahoma, please, at least until it rains. We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, we are in storm watch as southern Ontario gets ready for a snowy weekend. And that includes those of us who are already dealing with this snow. Within the next 20 minutes, I'll tell you how this storm is expected to play out. More than 400 hectares near Tulsa were burned before crews got this fire under control yesterday. It took 10 fire departments to do the job. Australia needs a good soaking, but not like this. Cyclone Dylan pummeled northern Queensland. We'll talk about our long-range forecast in just a minute. We'll get you into next week as well, where we do have another potential storm. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds for an update on traffic. Temperatures are a lot milder than they have been, that's for sure, throughout southern Ontario. We do have a system on the way affecting us tomorrow throughout the lower Great Lakes. For today, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud. Temperatures in the morning, a little on the cool side. We're looking at -4 for Toronto, -6 through Barrie, -4 through Brantford, -5 through Kitchener. It's cool down towards the south as well. Traveling down to Windsor, we're looking at -4. And to the east, we're looking at a little snow through Kingston. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Friday. It is the 31st of January. I'm Emily Vukovic. We're going to be checking in with Tom Reynolds. He has got the latest on your traffic updates in just a few moments. First, we're going to get into not only the nitty-gritty of what's happening right now, but what we can expect over the weekend and into next week. So we've got snow right now on the ground. It is continuing to track its way east. It will taper off throughout the day today. We are going to be seeing trace amounts. We've already seen a centimeter or so on the ground, so making roads a little dicey. We've got a system over the weekend that is going to impact travel greatly. It is going to start for us through Toronto around lunchtime tomorrow. It will start off as snow, but take a look at where this warm front lies. It is literally right along the lakeshore. We're seeing a push of warm air from the Gulf, and this is going to continue to bring our snowfall totals down. This system is so temperature dependent. Anything above the freezing mark, we're going to see rain. Anything below the freezing mark, it is going to be snow. So we've got a line of 15 to 20 centimeters north of the 401. Kitchener could see this just north of Milton, Uxbridge, Newmarket, Mount Forest, all the way up through Orangeville. Areas that definitely don't need more snow. The winds, however, are going to be calmer with this, and this is going to be heavy packing snow. This snow's got a ton of moisture in it, so it's not going to be blowing and drifting like the previous couple of systems we have seen. We'll get to the system that's happening next week, coming up in your long range. But first, I want to check in with Kevin Yard. Where is he today? Well, Kevin Yard joins us in Huntsville this morning. And Kevin, I'm kind of glad you're not outside just yet because temperatures still a little bit on the cold side further north. Nope, only bad news. We've got another storm system on the way for Tuesday into Wednesday, and this one is going to be large. This is a Texas low. Generally speaking, lows that come from that area of the United States bring with them a lot of Gulf moisture. So this has the potential to be very large, very impactful throughout southern Ontario. Midweek, we're looking at Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday being impacted by this. It's going to be quite gusty as well, and then this system tracks off towards Atlantic Canada. So we just have to get through the weekend and then enjoy Sunday, Monday, because Tuesday, next system comes in. The good news is that we've got temperatures that are hovering at or above the freezing mark.
The all-new
Good morning. Our storm watch coverage continues as a fairly large winter system moves in through southern Ontario. Now today we'll get away with not much. We are going to be seeing a mix of sun and cloud, temperatures hovering around the freezing mark. It's going to be tomorrow where we're going to start to see some moisture come in. Now this will hit the Toronto area around midday, so we'll start off with cloud cover. If you've got any travel plans, get it done tomorrow morning. If you've got nearest to run grocery shopping, that kind of thing, tomorrow morning is your best bet. By lunchtime, we're starting to see the snow. Now take a look at this warm front and just exactly where it tracks. The low literally goes right over the city of Toronto, and this system is so temperature dependent. We are going to be seeing some rain down towards the south. That is certainly going to decrease our snow totals, but anywhere north of the low, that is where we're going to see the heavier amount of snow. And this is going to continue all day Saturday and into Sunday morning. The type maps, this just gives you a good explanation of what type of precipitation you're going to see and when. So we're starting off as snow, and then we start to see that transition into a little bit of a rain-snow mix. The closer you are to the lakeshore, the more rain you are going to be seeing. Again, that is going to bring the snow totals down. Regardless, it is going to be an incredibly messy system. Areas north of the 401, we are going to be seeing that kind of heavy band, anywhere between 15 to 20 centimeters of snow. But literally, it is just going to be a band because you go further north than that up towards Cottage Country, Barrie, Orillia, Huntsville. We're looking at lower amounts of snow, so about 5 to 10 centimeters. Regardless, it's not going to be a good weekend for travel. Kevin Yard joins us from beautiful Huntsville, Ontario this morning. And Kevin, you're outside. What are you just about to get up to? We are in storm watch as we continue to track a system throughout southern Ontario. Now, the system that we're seeing right now, this is an Alberta Clipper that's tracking its way through the lower Great Lakes, giving trace amounts of snow. The big story is what's going to be coming over the weekend. So here's a look at the radar now. We're seeing light snow moving through the GTA. We are going to see more significant snow on the way starting around lunch tomorrow. So here's how it's going to begin. Early morning through southwestern Ontario, and then by about the noon hour, that's when we're going to start to snow through the city of Toronto. Now, notice exactly where this warm front is. We are going to see warmer temperatures throughout the lower Great Lakes throughout the day tomorrow. We're talking hovering around the freezing mark. The more we go above freezing, the more rain we're going to see. The more we go below freezing, the more snow we're going to see. And because we're seeing this push of warm air, this moisture coming in from the Gulf, anywhere along the lakeshore has the potential to see more mixing and more rainfall, therefore bringing down your snowfall totals. Now, this is going to last throughout the better part of the day. We are going to be seeing the transition back to snow behind the cold front by Saturday overnight and into Sunday morning. Then we clear out. Snowfall totals, they're impressive through some areas. We're looking at about 15 to 20 centimeters of snow. This is going to be north of the 401. North of the 401. Anywhere south of the 401, we're going to be seeing some mixing. The potential is there for some rain through the Hamilton, Niagara area. Even downtown, generally speaking, we're still going to expect to see about 10 centimeters of snow, but some of those amounts could go down because of the rain that we could potentially see as well with warmer temperatures. Next week, we have a significant storm coming up. We are going to be seeing a large system come up from Texas. This Texas low is going to be bringing with it a lot of moisture, and it's going to be moving in through the lower Great Lakes Tuesday into Wednesday. So we are expecting a very significant winter storm with this. We'll talk more about our temperatures and the pattern that winter is taking in just a few moments. Right now, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He's got an update on traffic. It is just that. It is messy. But the good news is that our temperatures are actually above the freezing mark in many areas. Tomorrow we're going to see a daytime high of 1. That means snow and the potential for some mixing. By Sunday we're looking at -3. Monday -7. So it is going to get cooler at the beginning of next week. But then the middle of next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we are going to see a significant system move in through the lower Great Lakes. This could bring us a lot of snowfall, and it's going to be that heavy kind of packing snow, as is the snow that we're going to see over the weekend, so get your muscles ready to shovel. Good morning. We are in storm watch, not for what's happening right now, because this is a look at the radar and you can see light snow falling through the Toronto core. But what's happening over the weekend? We have a significant system on the way that is just going to be messy. Some areas are not going to see epic amounts of snow. Other areas are. Some areas are going to see rain. The potential for freezing rain is there as well, because we're going to see temperatures just hovering around the freezing mark. So this system, if there is a temperature dependent system, this is it. We are going to see the track of the low move in through the GTA around lunchtime. So if you've got any running around to do, any errands, if you have to go shopping, get your groceries, do it in the morning if you can, because by midday things are going to start to get a little dicey. We're starting off all snow through the GTA, and then take a look at this warm front right along the lakeshore. The low actually passes right over the city of Toronto, and that's where our temperatures are going to come in. Anything at or below the freezing mark, we're looking at snow. Anything above the freezing mark, we're looking at the potential for some mixing and some rain, especially along the lakeshore. Now, the downtown core could see about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. The closer you are to the lake, it's going to be on the smaller amounts. We're close to 5 to 8 centimeters of snow. Down towards Hamilton and in through the Niagara Escarpment, that's another area that's not going to be seeing incredible amounts of snow, because we could see some mixing. After the low tracks through behind the cold front, we're going to switch back into snow because temperatures will drop. Snowfall totals anywhere from Kitchener through Orangeville through Uxbridge. That's going to be the heaviest swath. That's going to be north of the 401. That's going to be in our colder temperature range. And then anywhere south of the 401, that's where we're going to see lower amounts of snow. All right, let's check in with Kevin. He is in beautiful Huntsville, Ontario this morning. And Kevin, it just looks like a winter wonderland there.
Yeah.
Hi there, thanks for joining us. Our storm watch coverage continues. Not for what we're seeing right now, the light snow that's moving in over the GTA. That's just an Alberta clipper. It's a fast mover. It's giving us trace amounts, enough to make the roads slick. And we're going to check in with Tom in just a few moments to talk about that. We do have a significant system on the way for the weekend. If you've got travel plans tomorrow, if you've got errands to run, get out and do them early morning, because by the afternoon we've got snow on the way, and we do have a rain snow mix potentially closer to the lakeshore. So you notice the track of this system? You notice the warm front right over the lakeshore. We're seeing a lot of moisture moving in from the Gulf with this low. It is bringing us warmer temperatures, and that is why we're going to see that fine line of mixing and that fine line of rain moving in, especially south of the low. Anywhere north of that, we've got colder temperatures. That's where we're going to see that heavier amount of snow. This system is going to transition back into snow overnight Saturday and into Sunday, so it's going to go kind of from snow to mixing to snow along the lakeshore. And then we are going to clear out by Sunday late today. Snowfall totals are relatively significant, especially north of the 401 through Kitchener and Milton and in through Orangeville and Uxbridge and Newmarket. Could see anywhere from 15 to 20 centimeters of snow. So we start off with snow Saturday morning. These are the areas that we're going to see that fine line of mixing. So London throughout the Niagara region over towards Hamilton, Oakville literally right on the cusp. But downtown Toronto, we could see about 10 centimeters of snow. The closer you are to the lake, the more rain you're going to be seeing. So it's going to be that kind of slushy, messy mix throughout the day. So traveling, it's going to be dicey. And then, of course, north of the 401, like I was mentioning, is going to be all snow. Quick look at our snowfall totals. 15 plus centimeters, and there's that very fine line. Orangeville certainly does not need any more snow. Dufferin County still in a state of emergency with blowing and drifting snow continuing throughout the day today. Okay, it is a beautiful day to be participating in any kind of outdoor activities, and Kevin Yard joins us in Huntsville, Ontario this morning. And Kevin, I absolutely love what they've done to Main Street. It's like a winter wonderland. Good morning. Our Storm Watch coverage continues. I'm Emily Vukovic. Thanks for joining us. If you're just looking at your window right now, you're thinking, Storm Watch, this is just flurries. Well, this is not what we're in Storm Watch for, but looking at the radar, you can see some light snow moving across southern Ontario. This is an Alberta clipper. It's a fast mover. It's giving us a dusting to trace, possibly even a centimeter of snow, just enough to make the roads a little greasy. I love that word. Tom uses it all the time, and he's going to have more details on that coming up in just a moment. Temperatures, they're still cold. You still need to bundle up throughout the day today. We do have a very significant storm on the way. This is for the weekend. This will start noon tomorrow. So if you have any errands to run, if you've got to get your grocery shopping done, if you've got anything to pick up or drop off, do it tomorrow morning. Because once this system hits, we are going to see a very messy drive. The warm front Notice where that is? It's right along the lakeshore. This system has a lot of moisture associated with it. It's a Texas low. It's pulling up moisture from the Gulf. We are going to be seeing all snow anywhere north of the low, but south of the low, that's where things are going to get tricky. This will continue throughout the day tomorrow into Sunday. We're going to go from snow to a rain-snow mix along the lakeshore. So we're talking Niagara, Hamilton, even in through Oakville, downtown Toronto. But that's not to say we're not going to see significant amounts of snow. 10 centimeters possible through the downtown core. Snowfall totals could be less than that because of the rainfall, or they could be more of that. It's really going to depend on the track of this low. But one thing we do know is north of it, it's going to be all snow. And this is going to add to the already impressive snow totals that we have throughout southern Ontario. If you are hitting the slopes this weekend, it is such a great weekend for it if you can get there. So get there tomorrow morning and then you're going to be set. Barrie, Collingwood, even over towards the Kawarthas through Peterborough, we're looking at 30 plus centimeters already on the ground. Through northern Ontario, Sault Ste. Marie, through Timmins, North Bay, looks great. Lots and lots of snow. Now keep in mind, you still have to dress. Gloves certainly needed. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your greasy, I love that word, Tom, commute.
Well, it is greasy. You get all that slush, especially now that there's a little more moisture in it that we're close to that freezing mark, and it makes it very, very difficult and slippery. Right now we've had snow overnight and difficult long range.
We've got a couple of systems on the way for the next few days. The first one being tomorrow. We've already broken that one down, but we are going to see fairly decent amounts of snow, 10 plus centimeters in many areas. By Sunday, we clear out. Temperatures still staying relatively mild. By Monday, we cool down. Tuesday is going to be the approach of our next system. It is going to be a fairly large Texas low moving in through southern Ontario. For more information and a breakdown of this storm, make sure you join Chris Scott. He's got a full article on our website, theweathernetwork.com. Good morning. Our Storm Watch coverage continues for not what's happening right now in southern Ontario, but what's going to be happening tomorrow. We've got a significant winter storm on the way. This flurry activity, it's going to be gone in the next couple of hours. It's still making roads a little slick. We'll check in with Tom in just a few moments. He's got an update on a couple of crashes he'll let us know about. We do have a significant storm on the way for tomorrow, however. Now, this one's really going to affect the GTA starting around lunch. Now, let's be honest, because we've got this warm front that's going to be pushing through the lakeshore area, we are going to be seeing warmer temperatures. We're going to be seeing the potential for rain. So snowfall totals are certainly going to be lower along the lakeshore and in the downtown core. If you're traveling, say, from downtown to Orangeville, you are going to notice a huge difference when it comes to snowfall. In Orangeville, we could see 15 to 20 centimeters of snow. But because of the push of moisture, the warm air coming in below this low, we are going to be seeing temperatures hovering just above the freezing mark through Toronto and south. So this is Toronto, in through Oakville, through Hamilton, and in through the Niagara escarpment. This is where we could be dealing with a rain-snow mix. Anywhere north of that, however, that is where we're going to be seeing more significant amounts of snow. Keep in mind, once we get through with the mixing, temperatures are going to be colder behind the cold front. Saturday overnight to Sunday, we're going to transition back into snow. It's going to be messy regardless, depending on where you are, how epic your snowfall totals are going to be. This moves out by Sunday afternoon, and then we're going to see some sunshine. Snowfall totals look like this. Downtown core, we are literally right on the cusp of about 5 to 10 centimeters. Down through Hamilton, similar idea, and then we are going to see that rain mixing in, so slushy. But north of the 401, Kitchener, Orangeville, Uxbridge County, Newmarket, that is where we're going to be seeing that heavier swath. Okay, we have got Kevin. He is in beautiful Huntsville, Ontario this morning. And Kevin, the last shot we saw you snowshoeing. Are you still, or are you going to plan on skiing maybe? Hi there, our Storm Watch coverage continues as a significant system approaches the lower Great Lakes. Now what we're seeing today, what we're seeing right now, light snow moving through the area. That's a clipper, an Alberta clipper. It's fast mover. It's going to be in and out in no time. That is not why we're in Storm Watch. We are in Storm Watch because of a significant storm that's going to be hitting us tomorrow. And we are going to be seeing the snow start for us around the noon hour through the city of Toronto. It's going to be a very interesting storm because it's very temperature dependent. Notice the warm front and where it's going to track. Just watch it. goes right along the lakeshore and into the city of Toronto. Now, below that warm front, we've got a lot of warm air being pushed up from the Gulf, so we are going to be seeing temperatures hovering around the freezing mark and maybe even just a little bit above, and that is going to make it a messy mix of kind of rain and snow anywhere along the lakeshore. So Toronto through Oakville, through Hamilton, and down towards Niagara. That's where we're going to see that kind of messy mix. Anywhere north of the warm front, temperatures are still going to be quite cold. We're going to see a heavier swath of snow, so through Orangeville and Uxbridge and Newmarket. That's where we're going to see heavy snow. Behind the cold front, mind you, temperatures are going to be dropping, so we're going to see a change from a rain-snow mix along the lakeshore to back into snow. So again, your drive from, say, downtown Toronto to Orangeville could be an absolute mess because you're going to think, well, it's not too bad. It's kind of raining. It's kind of snowing. Once you get to Orangeville, we're going to see about 15 to 20 centimeters. Starting off as snow through the morning hours, there's that rain-snow mix transition by the afternoon down towards the Niagara region and through Hamilton, London, Toronto, all the way out towards Kingston. And then pre-dawn Sunday, everybody switches back into snow, potentially a little bit more of a rain-snow mix. Snowfall totals, they look like this, 15 to 20 centimeters for the heaviest hit areas. All right, we're going to throw things over to Kevin Yard. He joins us in beautiful Huntsville this morning. And Kevin, you are up to all sorts of amazing activities. Hi there, our storm watch coverage continues. We've got a fairly significant storm on the way through southern Ontario. It's going to bring in quite a bit of snow and quite a bit of rain-snow mix, causing things to get quite slushy throughout the day tomorrow. Now, it is going to begin for the GTA around noon. Southwestern Ontario starting to see the snow through the overnight early morning tomorrow morning. Notice where the warm front is. It is right along the lakeshore. We've got warmer temperatures. We've got a lot of Gulf moisture associated with this system. The warmer air is good news for people that don't want a lot of snow. We're going to be seeing more of a mixing, but with that we could see a fine line of freezing rain and possibly even some ice pellets with this. It is going to continue throughout the day tomorrow. It's not going to start to taper off until Sunday. Notice that behind the cold front, we go from that rain-snow mix along the lakeshore to the potential for all snow. Now, we are going to see this clear out by late day Sunday. Sunshine will return with high pressure in place. We've got another system coming up next week, and we'll break that down for you as well. Saturday morning, we're looking at all snow. And then Saturday afternoon, that's where we start to get into this rain-snow mix. So the areas that you're seeing in pink, that's the rain-snow mix line. That's really going to be temperature dependent. If we're anything above the freezing mark, that's where we're going to see that mix. Anything below the freezing mark, that's where we're going to be seeing snow. So in through the Niagara area, through London, and even in through Hamilton, more so of a rain-snow mix throughout the afternoon and into the evening. That's where we're going to see that mixing line through the downtown core and anywhere east, so off towards Oshawa, pretty much stretching all the way through Cobourg, Port Hope into Kingston. That's where we're going to see that mixing. And then pre-dawn Sunday, it's going to switch back to snow for many areas. We're looking at the heaviest amounts of about 15 to 20 centimeters through Orangeville, through Uxbridge, down towards Kitchener, Milton into the 10 to 15 range. The downtown core, we could see closer to 10 centimeters and anywhere along the lakeshore before we see that transition into a rain-snow mix. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds right now. He has an update on traffic.
Enjoy your morning and the show.
Hi there. Thanks for joining us. Our storm watch coverage continues as a fairly significant storm approaches southern Ontario. Now, the radar is showing some light snow right now throughout the GTA. That's not why we're in storm watch. That's because of an Alberta clipper that's moving through the area, giving us trace amounts of snow, but enough to make the roads a little slick, and Tom's going to be talking about that in just a few moments. I'm going to break down tomorrow's storm for you. It will approach the lower Great Lakes through the overnight tonight, reach the GTA by about late morning, noon hour. We are going to start off as all snow, but then notice where this warm front is and where the track of the low goes. We've got warm air coming up from the Gulf, and this is going to be keeping our temperatures hovering around the freezing mark. So a little bit above zero, we're going to see a rain-snow mix. A little bit below zero, we're going to be seeing all snow. So this system is really temperature dependent. The low continues to track its way through the lower Great Lakes throughout the day on Saturday, tapers off Sunday afternoon. Now, snowfall amounts are really going to be temperature dependent, like I was saying. So down towards the lakeshore, downtown Toronto through Oakville, and through Hamilton, the Niagara region. This is where we could see snowfall totals of around 5 to 10 centimeters because we've got the potential to see some mixing with those warmer temperatures. Now, areas north of the 401, I mean, even into Milton and Kitchener, through Waterloo, through Guelph, through Cambridge, through Orangeville and Uxbridge and Newmarket, these are the heavier hit areas. So we could pick up about 15 to 20 centimeters. It's really just going to be on the fact that you're going to be below the freezing mark. That's why you're seeing straight snow with this. So that's really going to impact your driving tomorrow afternoon. Now we've got Kevin Yard. He joins us in beautiful Huntsville this morning. He's doing all sorts of activities. And I think we've got him on a pair of skates right now. Hi, Kevin. Our Storm Watch coverage continues for a fairly significant storm that's going to be impacting the GTA throughout the day tomorrow. Now, it's going to start through the overnight through southwestern Ontario and reach the Greater Toronto area by about lunchtime tomorrow. Starting off is all snow, but because of this warm front, we're picking up a lot of warm Gulf moisture, and that's going to raise our temperatures to at or above the freezing mark, which means we could see a transition into a bit of a rain-snow mix before we go back to snow through Toronto behind the cold front through the overnight and into Sunday. This is how it's playing out. All snow for the morning hours, and then we transition to a bit of a rain-snow mix by the afternoon through London, in through Niagara, through Hamilton, even towards Oakville and Toronto by late afternoon and in through the evening. And this freezing line literally stretches all the way up towards the Kingston area. So if you do have travel plans on the 401 corridor, that Highway of Heroes stretch could be slushy. Now, snowfall totals are going to be impressive anywhere north of the 401. We're looking at anywhere between 15 and 20 centimeters. This could be fairly intense for people driving, say, from Toronto up through Barrie, because you have to go through this stretch of heavy snow throughout the day. So if you do have travel plans, try and get to them early in the day if you've got to go grocery shopping and that kind of thing. Do that early. Okay, the snowfall totals are really going to contribute to what is already quite impressive when it comes to our snow on the ground. Cottage country, ski country, love this. Collingwood, Barrie, Peterborough, even around the Kawartha Lakes, we're seeing 30 plus centimeters of snow on the ground, and this next system is just going to add to it. Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, North Bay, Huntsville, everybody's got lots of snow. Kevin Yard joins us in beautiful Huntsville this morning. He's paired up with Ontario Travel, and he's lucky enough to travel every week to a different location to participate in winter activity. And Kevin, skiing now. You just went from skating to cross-country skiing in about 20 minutes.
Skiing at Arrowhead Provincial Park.
Good morning. Our Storm Watch coverage continues. Not for what's happening right now in the GTA. We do have a light dusting of snow moving through from an Alberta clipper. It's really just making our roads a little bit slick, and Tom's going to have more on that coming up in just a few moments. We are in Storm Watch because of a significant system that's going to be moving up from the United States through the overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. It will start to affect the GTA by late morning into the noon hour as straight snow. But notice where this warm front is tracking, and the center of the low is literally just going to track right over the city of Toronto. Anywhere along that warm front in south, we are going to be seeing warmer temperatures with that warm moisture coming up from the Gulf. That's going to give us a bit of a rain-snow mix and keep our snow totals down. Anywhere north of that, however, that is where we could see significant amounts of snow. This is going to continue throughout the day and moving out for Sunday. Now, this is going to affect Super Bowl parties in a big way. If you've got travel plans and you're leaving tomorrow to catch the game on Sunday, things are going to get a little tricky. If you're traveling to a friend's place from, say, downtown to Orangeville, it's going to be a messy drive because you have to drive through this swath of snow. So yes, this is not Sunday, this is Saturday, but it is still going to affect anybody traveling over the weekend. We are going to be seeing 15 to 20 centimeters through Kitchener, through Guelph, through Cambridge, through Orangeville and Uxbridge and Newmarket. Down along the lakeshore, that's where we're going to be seeing less snow, more rain, just because our temperatures are going to be that much warmer. But we're still looking at the potential for 8 to 10 centimeters through the downtown core and through Oakville. Where we are going to be seeing more rain is going to be through Hamilton and the Niagara escarpment. So keep that in mind. We do, however, have a big system coming in next week. So we've kind of been dealing with small, medium, large scale systems. The one that we're seeing this morning, last night, that's the small one. The one on the weekend is the medium. And this is what we're considering fairly large. This is a Texas low. It's going to have a lot of moisture with it. And it's going to track towards the GTA throughout early next week. It's going to be a Tuesday into Wednesday through Thursday kind of system, has a lot of moisture with it, and it is certainly going to be impacting Atlantic Canada as well. We have a great article on our website. Chris Scott talks about the impact of this storm and what it could potentially mean through commuters through the GTA. Speaking of commuters of the GTA, I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got more details.
So basically, Emily's trying to tell you is that we're going to get hammered on the weekend and hammered all next week, too. Just to sum it up. Right now, if you're heading out onto the highways, well, it is nasty. And of course,
temperatures are warming up. I think that is the only good news when we're talking about a series of storms moving through Toronto. We're looking at a daytime high of 1 tomorrow, -3 for Sunday. We drop back down to -7 for Monday, but at least we've got some sunshine to kick off the week. We are in storm watch just in time for the weekend. We're not in storm watch for the precipitation that's moving through the GTA right now. It's just light snow, and Alberta Clipper's been moving through the overnight, giving us trace amounts. What we are in storm watch for, however, is the significant system that's going to be reaching us over the weekend. Now, it will start through southwestern Ontario through the late hours of the overnight, early morning. It'll reach the GTA about mid-morning into the noon hour, and this is going to start off as snow. But notice the track of the warm front. Notice where the low is going to sit as it moves its way north and east. Anywhere around that warm front, we're seeing temperatures above the freezing mark. So we could definitely see a rain-snow mix through Toronto and through Oakville, down through Hamilton and the Niagara region. Where we are going to see straight snow is anywhere north of the 401, including Milton, up towards Kitchener and in through Waterloo, Guelph and Cambridge. That's where we're going to see the significant amounts. And then up through Barrie and Orillia, they decrease significantly as well. Here's how it plays out. All snow to start the day. Then we see that transition to a rain-snow mix. The rain-snow mix hugs the lakeshore throughout the entire system. And then it's going to transition back to more of a snow event through the overnight as temperatures get a little bit colder. These are the snowfall amounts we are expecting. Blowing and drifting snow could certainly be an issue again up through the Orangeville area. State of emergency still through Dufferin County at this hour. We join Kevin. He's in beautiful Huntsville, Ontario. Huntsville is no stranger to snow, and he's up to so many fun things this morning. Last time we saw you, Kevin, you were cross-country skiing. What are you up to now? Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Our Storm Watch coverage continues for what's happening over the weekend. We've got a fairly significant low that's going to be moving up towards the lower Great Lakes starting through the overnight tonight. It's really going to move into the GTA by about mid to late morning in through the noon hour, and it's going to start off as all snow, making roads very tricky. Notice the warm front, it moves right along the lakeshore. We've got warm Gulf moisture moving in with this system, and that's going to bump our temperatures to the freezing mark and slightly above. And that is why areas just along the lake, moving into the Niagara region, could be seeing a rain-snow mix for the majority of the afternoon. Now, areas north of the low are going to be seeing all snow. Temperatures are going to remain at or below the freezing mark. So heavy, wet snow is going to be quite possible. It's going to be that snow that's tough to shovel. This low is going to track out throughout the day on Sunday. By Monday, we've got high pressure moving back in, so we're going to be seeing more sunshine. Snowfall totals vary greatly depending on where you are. If you're driving from Orangeville to downtown, you are really going to notice the snow ease as you get closer to the downtown core. If you're driving in through Hamilton towards Kitchener, you're going to notice the snow increase because you're going to go through that freezing line, and that's where we're going to see the heavier amount. So 15 to 20 centimeters, certainly not out of the question, but around the lake, we're looking closer to 5 to 10. Because we've got some rain in the forecast with it. We have Kevin Yard. He is joining us in beautiful Huntsville, Ontario this morning, and he's actually going dog sledding. Now, when we come back, I will talk about the long-range forecast, what we can expect into next week. But first, let's check in with Kevin. Kevin, again, you look like you're having an amazing time. Good morning, it's Friday. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is January the 31st, and what a way to welcome February with a new storm. It's going to be moving in throughout the day tomorrow. We are expected to see fairly significant amounts of snow areas north of the 401. Now, tomorrow morning and into the noon hour, we are going to be seeing straight snow. It's when this warm front starts to approach and the low actually moves over the city of Toronto. That's where we're going to see that transition to a rain-snow mix. The Gulf moisture bringing in a lot of warm air with it. We are going to be seeing our temperatures hovering at or just above the freezing mark. So anywhere along the lake, we are in that kind of 5 to 10 centimeter bullet, but because of the warm air, we are going to be seeing that mixing, so it's going to keep our snow totals down. Areas north of the 401, however, north of the low, north of the warm front, that's where we're going to pick up significant amounts of snow. Not great for areas that have already been hit incredibly hard. Dufferin County still in a state of emergency today. Orangeville is in that 15 to 20 centimeter bullet. It's not good. We've got snow to start. Then by the afternoon, some areas start to transition into mixing. We're talking about the Niagara area and in through Hamilton, Oakville, right on the cusp of this. By the late afternoon and into the evening, most areas along the lake are going to be into some mixing, and then some areas are going to transition back into snow. Some areas will stay into that mixing. In total, we're looking at about 15 to 20 centimeters of snow in that heavier hit band. Kitchener, Guelph, Cambridge, Milton, you're more on the 15 centimeter range, up through Orangeville, Uxbridge, and through Newmarket, Mount Forest, Shelburne. All of these areas that don't need more snow could see quite significant amounts by the time the weekend comes to an end. Now, it's also going to add to our already impressive snow totals throughout northern Ontario. This is great for skiers and boarders. I know Chicopee Resort in Kitchener is going to love this snow. Areas to the north through Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, North Bay, Huntsville already have about 30 plus centimeters of snow on the ground, so it's good. And you still have to dress for these types of conditions, so you're going to want to stay warm, but really it is perfect for you. All right, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your morning commute. Our Storm Watch coverage continues. We've got an intense system moving its way closer to the lower Great Lakes just in time for the weekend. If you've got plans tomorrow, say Super Bowl party shopping, you might want to get it done in the morning, because by the afternoon, we've got snow and a rain-snow mix on the way, making for very messy driving conditions. The low starts off in the States. Colorado low tracks north and east towards the city of Toronto. This is going to be impacting us starting in the morning as straight snow. By about midday, afternoon, see where the warm front is? Well, all of that is going to be warmer air anywhere south of that. We've got that pushing up from the Gulf. That's going to put our temperatures just slightly above the freezing mark, which means we're going to see more of a rain-snow mix, and that's going to bring down our snow totals just for the GTA. Now, areas north of that, in through Uxbridge, up towards Orangeville, Newmarket, and through Kitchener, Guelph, Cambridge, Waterloo. Everybody is going to get more significant snowfall from this. So this low, it lasts throughout the day, and then it tracks its way east. By late day Sunday, we start to move out of it. But behind that, we've got cooler temperatures. Snowfall amounts, impressive through the areas that I mentioned, north of the 401 and then south of the 401. The warm front really just hugs the shores of Lake Ontario, so that's why we're going to see more on the 5 to 10 centimeter range instead of the 15 to 20 centimeter range. Now, this system is very temperature dependent, so we all know that if this system tracks a little bit further north, we could see more rain. A little bit further south, we could see more snow. Now to a place where is no stranger to snow is Huntsville, Ontario, and that's where we join Kevin Yard, and he's just about to go dog sledding. Kevin, we are very jealous of you today. Good morning. Our Storm Watch coverage continues. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Friday. It is the 31st of January, and what a way to ring in February. Snowstorm on the way for the GTA. Now, it is going to develop later on tonight and into early tomorrow morning for extreme southwestern Ontario. And then it tracks its way east and north, and it's going to be starting off as straight snow. Notice where the track of this warm front is, however, and then the center of the low is just going to sit comfortably over the city of Toronto. And what that means is that we're right in that warm sector. So we're seeing that kind of warm Gulf moisture come up through this system, and it is going to warm up our temperatures. And that's significant because that's going to bring down our snow totals, because it's going to be bringing us a rain-snow mix anywhere along the lakeshore, primarily throughout the late morning and early afternoon into the evening. Areas just north of that, however, are going to be seeing straight snow, so their snowfall accumulations are going to be fairly impressive. We're looking at all snow to start. Then we transition into a rain-snow mix down through Niagara and into London, and Hamilton's included in this as well. And then by late afternoon and in through the evening, it's most areas, it's just going to hug the lakeshore, literally. It's just going to, our temperatures are just going to stay at or slightly above the freezing mark, whereas north of that, they're going to stay below the freezing mark. So that's why we're going to see straight snow. Impressive amounts. We're looking at 15 to 20 centimeters through the Kawarthas all the way through Orangeville and Kitchener. Places that don't need significant amount of snow, Dufferin County still under a state of emergency today. It is still going to be seeing road closures, blowing and drifting snow, and this is not going to help matters. Now, one area that is certainly no stranger to snow is beautiful Huntsville, Ontario, and that is where we join Kevin Yard. Kevin, in the last 15 minutes, you've gone from dog sledding to skating. Good for you. We are in storm watch for a significant system that's going to be impacting southern Ontario over the weekend. Thanks for joining us on this Friday. It is January the 31st. I'm Emily Vukovic. As we get closer to the weekend, we get closer to our next system. The good news with the system is that our temperatures are actually going to stay relatively mild. That's kind of the pattern that we're going to be in for the next couple of weeks. Notice where the warm front is on the approach of this system. It's going to be hugging the lakeshore, and the area of low pressure is literally just going to go right over the city of Toronto, which means our temperatures, because of the warm air that's being pushed up from the Gulf, is going to bring us a rain-snow mix primarily throughout the day tomorrow. Areas north of that, however, are going to be seeing significant amounts of snow because temperatures are going to be at or just below the freezing mark. This is going to be an all-day event. It will eventually start to track out throughout the day on Sunday. Temperatures are going to be colder behind the low, so keep that in mind. We are going to transition kind of back into snow in some areas. We've got snow to start throughout the morning into the lunch hour. By the afternoon, places like London, Hamilton, even over towards Oakville, you're kind of right on the cusp of this. This is where we're going to see that transition into a rain-snow mix. Now, the rain-snow mix is going to continue right along the lakeshore. So, yes, 10 centimeters is possible, but snowfall amounts could certainly go down because of the warmer temperatures and the rain that we're going to be seeing mixing in. Areas north of that, however, we're going to stay in all snow. So some of these bands are going to be quite impressive. About 15 to 20 centimeters through Newmarket and Uxbridge and through Orangeville, through Shelburne, through anywhere through Dufferin County where they're still in a state of emergency. This is where we're going to see the heaviest amount of snow, which is something you do not need right now. Through Kitchener, through Guelph, through Cambridge, through Waterloo, we're going to be seeing heavier snowfall amounts. Now, this is already going to be adding to our very impressive snow totals. I mean, ski resorts are loving this. Chickpea in Kitchener is probably thinking, well, this is amazing. Bring it on. More snow, the better. It's good for our skiers. And through Collingwood, Barrie, Kawartha Lakes, and through Peterborough, and even further north, we're going to see impressive snow totals. Now, this system is not going to reach the extreme northern Ontario. Next week, we've got another system that's going to be coming in, and that one is going to be bringing us impressive totals yet again. We've got a great article on our website. Chris Scott breaks it all down, and you can check that out at theweathernetwork.com. Good morning. It's Friday. It is the 31st of January. I'm Emily Vukovic. We are in storm watch as a fairly significant storm moves its way closer to southern Ontario. This is going to impact the lower Great Lakes throughout the day tomorrow. It'll start in the GTA late morning to about the noon hour. Notice where the track of the warm front is, literally hugging the lake shores. We're going to see kind of two completely different scenarios with this exact same system. If you are south of the warm front or anywhere along the lake through Toronto and Oakville and Hamilton and down towards Niagara, you are going to be seeing snow and then a rain-snow mix because your temperatures, because of the Gulf moisture, are going to be above the freezing mark. Anywhere north of that, however, literally in through areas that don't need a lot of snow, Dufferin County still in a state of emergency today. Some areas could see 15 to 20 centimeters. Now, this is going to last all day, so if you do have shopping that you need to get done, maybe for your Super Bowl party on Sunday, if you have errands to run, do it tomorrow morning before this system really starts to intensify. Sunday, we do start to clear out. High pressure moves back in. We are going to be seeing cooler temperatures behind the cold front, so that is why we're going to transition kind of back into snow through the overnight hours. So here's our 15 to 20 centimeter swath. It's going to run through the Kawarthas and through Newmarket and Uxbridge and Orangeville and Cambridge and Kitchener and Waterloo. Guelph, everybody is going to be seeing heavy snow with this, except for areas along the lake. That's where we're going to see that mixing. One area that is no stranger to snow is beautiful Huntsville, Ontario, where we join Kevin Yard. Kevin, you went from snowshoeing to skating in about 15 minutes. I'm impressed. Amazing. So much fun. Thanks, Kevin. Okay. If we thought this system was bad that's coming in over the weekend, we potentially have a worse one coming in next week. This large Texas low is going to be picking up a lot of moisture, pulling right from the Gulf as it moves towards the lower Great Lakes. This is going to be a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday system, and we can kind of expect this pattern to continue. If you look at your long-range forecast, we're seeing that system coming in on Saturday, daytime high of 1, warmer temperatures. That's kind of the silver lining. Then we'll see some sunshine for Sunday, Monday, and then we'll get back into another system for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Temperatures, they are going to start to cool down. By about the middle of next week, we're going to be seeing daytime highs around -5, but we're going to be feeling colder than that. When you factor in the wind, it'll feel closer to -12.